What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Like I said in the last video, I definitely appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. I don't really know what's going on, but for the time being, just know that I am, trying to, and I'm trying my best to post every day. That's, usually what I do. So if y'all don't get a notification, I definitely, I'm sorry. I can't control that. I don't know what's been going on. But I'm trying my best. I promise you I'm trying my best, to get these videos out here and stuff like that. But y'all already know what it is. Got it right here. You got Cole Allen appears to no longer be a mystery with new info coming to the light. Just new info. You have his written manifesto targeted Trump administration officials. His social media was filled with anti-Trump and anti-Christ rhetoric. His own brother contacts police in Connecticut after Allen sent manifesto to family members before the attack. Oh, wow. I feel like this right here is something that you definitely should always watch. I feel like this is definitely something. I feel like if you have somebody, obviously, there may be a lot of people that have that, but I feel like there's a lot of people that you also have to watch. You have to watch on a day-to-day basis, for this. Got it right here. He regularly trained at a shooting range and was a member of a group called the Wide Awakes. They're always within a group. This is why it's important to follow up with that. If you have somebody that's reporting this to the police, then I feel like they should automatically contact, obviously, FBI. Something like try to work out something to something. Call the FBI, email the FBI, something with this, because then they'll be able to see, okay, what are they in? Are they in this? Are they in that? And be able to watch that person. And I know it's a lot of people. But still. I feel like a lot of this stuff could easily be avoided, seeing on how bad, once you see all this stuff going on. He had a history of radical statements and constantly talked about doing something to fix the world's problems. He purchased 2 handguns and a shotgun from Cap Tactical Firearms, kept them in a family home, and their parents had no idea the weapons was there. I wonder when he actually purchased them, though. I do wonder that, when he actually purchased them. He attended the No Kings protest in California. That wasn't long ago at all. I'm pretty sure this is crazy. It's someone who wrote manifesto, bought and trained with weapons, joined a political group, attended protests, and then went across the country to act on his beliefs. Finally, pretty wild. I'll tell you that. It's definitely pretty wild, and it's definitely pretty sad when it comes down to it. I'm telling you, definitely wild. But you have right here, you have President Trump on the 60 Minutes interview. Went pretty wild. Sure, some of y'all seen it. If y'all haven't, play right here. Check it out.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, "Administration officials, they are targets." And he also wrote this, "I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes." What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved with, let's say, Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, I'll do this interview, and I read the manifesto. He's a sick person. But you should be ashamed of yourself reading that, because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President, these are the gunman's words.
Excuse me.
It's not, but that's the thing. These reporters, in the interviews, they tend to do that. I know y'all know that. Like, even if, that's something that you just don't do. Obviously, if he's read it, you know what you're doing at the end of the day. I feel like you know what you're doing at the end of the day, and they want that reaction, and that's why she's sitting there and playing like that. Like she's clueless, like she don't know what's going on.
You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead, let's finish the interview.
The other thing that he wrote in
the
other thing in the manifesto that I think is worth looking at in terms of determining his motive is he had been staying at the hotel since Friday. He checked in, he said he had cased the place, and he wrote, What the hell is the Secret Service doing? And he wrote this quote, I expected security cameras at every bend, bugged hotel rooms, armed agents every 10 feet, metal detectors out the wazoo. What I got is nothing. He wrote, like, this level of incompetence is insane. Sir, you have already had two
Well, he was
attempted
pretty incompetent, too, because he got caught. And he got caught pretty easily. So I'd say he was pretty incompetent, too. You know, I could take any event having to do with security or anything else. I can always find fault. Those guys did a good job last night. They did a really good job.
I mentioned that because, again, as his motive, and you brought this up, he had social media accounts that had anti-Trump and anti-Christian rhetoric.
You should read, why don't you read all the anti-Trump? Why don't you read it? You just did, so why don't you read it?
Well, he had a lot of anti-Christian rhetoric. He was part of a group called the Wide Awakes. He had attended a No Kings protest in California.
No Kings.
It literally just goes to show you on how they work, you know, and what they're doing, you know, and obviously trying to get more so of a reaction out of President Trump as much as possible, you know, so they can look at him as the bad person. That's why they're constantly doing this. And I feel like it's definitely messed up seeing how a person has been through many, many attempts. This is not just something that just has happened the first time. This has happened plenty. I'm talking about it shouldn't even happen. This is sickening. It's truly sickening. I'm telling y'all.
If I was a king, I wouldn't be dealing with you.
Also at the dinner last night was your secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
His sister, Carrie Kennedy, was there. They've both witnessed their father and their uncle be assassinated.
That's right.
Erica Kirk was there. The House Majority Leader, Steve Scalise, was there.
Yeah.
Political violence has touched so many people in that room. Is there something that you as president can do? What can be done to change the trajectory?
Well, you know,
This is the question that gets on my nerves and that I hate, because this is not the first time that I've heard this question before President Trump speaks and says what he's gonna say. I don't know what he's gonna say. This is the video that I didn't really get to see, and I wanted to stop it here because I've heard this question many, many times. My thing is, how about when it comes down to the left, they stop doing what they're doing? And I feel like when they stop doing what they're doing and speaking on what they're speaking on, this negativity and this hatred and bashing President Trump and inciting a whole bunch of, like, I feel like when all of that stops and they actually talking about something that actually matters, people would actually take them serious. And things would stop. And I wouldn't say it would stop completely, but it would definitely decrease in which the way that it's going right now.
To change the trajectory?
Well, you know, you go back 20 years, 40 years, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years. It's always been there. People are assassinated. People are injured. People are hurt. And I'm not sure that there's any more now than there was. I do think that the hate speech of the Democrats, much more so, is very dangerous. I really think it's very dangerous to the country. If I was a king, I wouldn't be dealing with you.
It's true. It's very true. You know, it's definitely true. You literally have even Scott Jennings saying the same thing.
The left is not the only people doing this, and the right does it just as much online.
You can understand why we're on edge as conservatives, though. 3 times the president, Steve Scalise, Brett Kavanaugh, Charlie Kirk. Heck, there was even a plot against Russ Vought the other day, who's the head of the Office of Management and Budget. I mean, conservatives are, I think, rightfully on edge because this keeps happening over and over and over again, and people keep calling Donald Trump a Nazi, and they keep calling him a fascist, and they keep repeating lies about him that are not true, yet they keep getting repeated regarding Epstein and other things. I'm just telling you, as a conservative who lives in this every day, my friend was murdered last year. My president's had 3 assassination attempts. I have a knot in my stomach about it every day that I wake up.
And I know, I mean, I know for Scott Jennings, like, obviously I don't know. I've not been on that situation, but I'm just saying, like, that has to be tough, you know, not only for him, even Erica Kirk, you know, he's speaking on Erica Kirk, being tough for her, having to hear that. You know, I seen a clip of her crying, leaving, you know, the dinner, and just seeing on how bad that is, and just how sickening it is for a person to have to constantly go through that because of what the left put out. It's truly sickening. I'll tell you that. Truly, truly, truly. Check it out more from CNN.
That is even possible with this political class, with the vitriol that comes out of the White House, with the vitriol that's been thrown back at it, that this political climate is ever going to actually change? Isn't it a fool's errand to believe that we're capable of doing better?
No, absolutely not. And look, I think you're right. A lot of this does come from the White House, as you said.
That's crazy.
I think it needs to be toned down.
A lot of this does come from the White House, and it needs to be toned down. You literally sitting at dinner, enjoying good people, good food, even if you don't like somebody that's across, the table, or, just a nice time. And you have a left wing individual that comes in there and do that. But a lot of this comes from the White House. I'm telling y'all, it truly is sickening. Truly is sickening. I'll tell y'all that. And I just don't see how, individuals constantly think this is this is the thing. When you constantly to make this make sense, they're constantly pushing out hatred, saying this about Trump, saying that about Trump, being disrespectful. Yeah, the threats coming from people that's in office. I don't see how this is something that people think that is just okay, and just want to point fingers. It's not a point finger. It's literally the left. Like it's nothing more else to it. Like you literally have that. Then when you're having people that's doing this, when you see the manifesto and see the stuff that's sent to family members, it's always the family members that's getting text and emails and pictures, and they get all this stuff. And you see it after the fact on how bad and who they listen to and what I'm telling y'all, bro. It's sickening.
That's fine, but I want to get back to what Obama said, because
and then not to mention, you even have Obama. You literally have Obama lying. You got Obama lying, y'all, saying they don't know what the motive was. Come on, y'all. Like it's you got to be real with yourself.
That's fine, but I want to get back to what Obama said, because specifically what Obama tweeted out is basically a calling card for his followers to pick up where he left off. He knows exactly what he's saying. He tweets out that we don't have a motive. We absolutely have a motive. There was a manifesto left, and the manifesto was very clear that this maniac wanted to either kill President Trump or his people, his supporters, or his administration people, Mahek. So we absolutely have a motive. But you know why Obama wrote that, in my humble opinion, is because they are now scared that all of these attacks on President Trump will bring out sympathy voters, that people will say enough is enough. Stop trying to take down President Trump, and they'll go and they'll vote in the midterms for Republicans. That's what this is about. This is all politics. Obama coming out and saying there's no motive. He knows darn well there's a motive, Mahek, but he does not want Republicans to come out in the midterms and give any sympathy to President Trump now that he's been targeted 3 times.
100%, Maria. Look, Barack Obama is a liar and a fraud. And now millions of Americans are realizing, the sympathetic voters, the people who didn't know what they were going to do this midterm, that the left is aggressive. They have spent 10 years calling Trump fascist, Hitler, everything under the sun. They have allowed for political violence. And now the leader of their party is showing us exactly who they are. They are not for us. They're just using this for politics, and it's despicable.
Extraordinary.
I'm telling y'all. This is all it was. Like I keep saying in each video that I'm putting out, like, it literally just goes to show you that they have this, oh, I'm so sorry, in prayers, and then the next day, it's right back at it. It's right back at it. It's the bashing. It's the threatening. It's all the disrespect, you know, they have towards President Trump. That's what you get. You get that. But then you have Barack Obama that's saying, oh, we don't know the motive. We clearly know the motive. Literally them. I'm telling y'all, that's very sickening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for the next video dropping. Telling y'all, definitely a banger. Like I said, I don't know what's going on as far as a lot, you know, within my channel and stuff like that. Try my best though. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.